Appointment, location, motivation. It's important you get those three things, memorize it, implement it, convert more leads. Stay tuned. I'm going to give you the best script for internet leads. Today's video is we're talking about appointment, location, and motivation. Internet scripts, you want to make sure you have a very good solid one, and they're coming at you from all directions. So you want to make sure you stand out to be that expert and professional that they want to hire. There's a lot of realtors out there, so you have to stand out. Let's go over appointment first. The first thing you want to do is set up the appointment immediately. That's the first thing out of your mouth when you talk to the client. I'm going to give you an example here in a second. If the home is under contract, that's fine. What you're going to do is you're going to set up similar homes that meet the criteria of what they were looking for and set it for the same date and time they wanted to see the house they inquired on. Okay? That way when you call them back, you give them the good news, bad news. Bad news is it's under contract. Good news is I have houses available and I will show you these houses at the same date and time. Don't give them an excuse to say no. Your goal is to meet the client face to face. 75% of clients work with the first real estate agent they meet in person. So that's why it's very important you set that appointment up and you meet the client. Let me give you an example. Hey, this is Kobe with the Briley Real Estate Team. I saw you're looking at 123 Main Street. When do you want to see it? So immediately my first thing is, when do you want to see it? Get a date and time, set it up, and then learn about the property. And we're going to cover that here in the next segment. Second thing is location. It's important that you understand after you set up the appointment, what is it they liked about the property or what made them click or inquire on the property. They obviously liked it for some reason or they wouldn't have clicked an inquiry or you wouldn't have their information. Find out about the location because depending on where they're looking and where they want to be, that's going to impact where you're going to look for other houses. You want to make sure you set up multiple houses when you're meeting these clients. You don't want to show them one house. Again, like I mentioned earlier, if it's under contract, and you only learned that they like that one house, you're not gonna be able to show them other properties, and you don't wanna show them properties and locations they don't wanna be in. So that's why that's important. Let me give you an example here, like I used earlier. This is Kobe with the Briley Real Estate Team. When do you wanna see the property? You covered that already. Second thing is location. Let me ask you a few questions. What did you like about this property? And then let me ask you this. Do you wanna stay in this location based on maybe a school district or your work? You want to get that question out of them because you want to know exactly where they want to be to help narrow your search. The third and final tip is motivation. This is an important one. This one isn't last because it's the least important. This is actually the single most important thing you need to figure out. Obviously, you want to meet the client face to face. Obviously, you need to know a location for where they're going to move, but the motivation is important. Here's what happens. A lot of the time is the clients will look at houses, they'll get discouraged, they'll get unhappy, they'll start losing out on offers. And at that point, when they're getting discouraged, they'll start to give up. If you don't know their motivation or the reason why they're moving, their pain points or their issues or what they want to do further on in their life, then you can't reference that when they get discouraged. You gotta know their motivation. I hope you found today's video useful. I promise you there's some great information in here. So figure out location, appointment, motivation, and you don't have to go in that order, but make sure that you guys are very keen and you're focused on a good script. There's a lot of real estate agents out there and you need to be professional and the expert that they're hiring. I'm Kobe Sway with Inspiring Agent. Subscribe, like our page. I'll see you in the future. Thank you.